So if you are just and then it falls over and then we okay, today we're going to unbox the Nikon Z50, which is Nikon's new mirrorless DX camera. Now, we all know what normally comes in the box. It's not much different, but we are going to look at it alongside another mirrorless camera so you can really see the difference. So very quickly, we have the Nikon strap, USB cable, manual and warranty card for the lens, which is as standard with most things. The charger is actually a new style charger for the E&EL 25 battery, which is a new battery, which comes in the box like this. All of that stuff we know. So now we're going to have a look at the camera. The camera is very small in comparison to any DSLR, and certainly in comparison to the Z6 and Z7, which we're going to look at in a minute. I'm just going to show you the lens. That is the Pancake 16-50. Now, Nikon don't necessarily call it a pancake zoom, but that's essentially what it is. It is very small and very tidy. So let's have a look at it on the camera. Here's the Z50 with its accompanying lens, and as you can see, it is very small. It has an LCD that looks a little bit like that. Now, just to give you an idea, if I turn it on, this little panel here is actually buttons that you can touch and change settings with. The top of the camera, you've got the dial on this side instead of this side with the Z7. And other than that, everything is very, very similar to the Z7, which I'm going to show you now. So here is a Z7 with its accompanying kit lens. And you can already see the size difference side by side, but I can tell you that the weight difference is very, very noticeable. So let's take a little look at the size of the sensors with the lenses off. All right, so here we have the Z50 and the Z7 side by side, and you can very clearly see the difference in the size of sensor. We're also just going to look at the top of the camera. So here we go. The Z7 and the Z6 have a top LCD and the mode buttons on that side. Other than that, these controls are much the same. And then if we have a little look at the back, you can see the difference of the buttons and the layout there. You also don't have a dedicated AF on button on the Z50, which you do on the Z6 and Z7. Apart from that, taking the Z50 straight out of the box and just tweaking it so that the settings are much the same as I use on a Z6, the camera performs essentially the same. So if you are an enthusiast that already owns DSLRs or Z6s or Z7s and you want something a little bit smaller and lighter, then the Z50 is a great lightweight travel camera. The thing that really impressed me, and I used this for a few days on some very challenging shoots to do with fireworks and bonfire nights and things like that, was actually the performance of the 16-50 lens, which for a lens that is this tiny is incredibly sharp. So there's that. There's the fact that you can shoot completely silently thanks to the electronic viewfinder and the silent shutter. And also the fact that actually if you're not as allergic to it, you could use allergic is not the word that I wanted to use. If you're not averse to using the tilt monitor, this can actually be really, really useful. I also used it in situations where I was tracking children on zip wires and running around, and the face detection AF is very, very impressive. So if you do want something small and light, then that is not a bad choice. It takes SD cards, which are also very accessible. So if you have other cameras that take those sort of things, then that's super useful. It has a built-in flash. What else can I tell you about it? That's it. I think that pretty much sums it up. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And if there's any other aspects of the Z50 you'd like to see us put on camera, let us know and we'll do that too.